welcome to my YouTube channel. Do subscribe, like, and share. If you are new to this channel, thank you so much for joining us, and we are excited to walk the journey of finding our identity, understanding love, and of course living purpose. This is the second edition, or rather second episode on the identity topic. The very first video, we spoke about who are you, and we also mentioned the fact that you are unable to know yourself when you do not know who created you. For anything to exist on planet Earth, it has to have a creator or a maker. Then where do you come from? Who made you? Who created you? And we also explained that if your answer is going to be your parents, it's not true. Who made them? Because now we're going to go on and on and on. But we also mentioned the fact that God put in place a system that will continue reproducing the idea he had initially. We also made an example of what happens in factories when someone has a particular product that they want to continuously reproduce. They don't start from scratch and think about another idea, but they continue with the idea that they had initially. So that's what the first video was about. And I did mention also that in the first video that this one is going to be about the function of mankind. How are we supposed to really function? But then I thought I might be getting a bit ahead of myself, but we are going to mention a few things that are going to help you go and figure out how are you meant to function. I always say that I'm not going to be giving you all the answers. We are such a well-informed generation, and I strongly believe that this generation doesn't want to be told. Trust me, everyone just wants to believe in their own truth. So I don't want to impose things to you. I just really want you to think about a couple of things. So on the first video, I just want to also emphasize something when it comes to identity. When we have not identified something, we will not be able to know its function. Because when we know what it is, we will know how it works, right? If we have a cell phone, and we just see this thing that has no buttons, it's just a screen, and we don't know what it is. And when someone starts saying it's a cell phone, and then you would probably ask, what is a cell phone? It's something that you use. That's when now you get the function of it, that you use to make calls, connect with people, chat with people. For now, trust me, the cell phone has a lot of duties in it. So then it would be explained on what it is. So if you yourself are unidentified, then how are you really going to function as you ought to function? So identity enables us to function according to how we have been identified. Now, I really just want to clarify these things. If we as human beings, as we see ourselves functioning, or rather made in the same way, would decide that, okay, I am a human being, but I'm going to choose to do things this way. And if you choose to do things that way, nobody's going to argue with you because you have freedom of choice, right? It's possible that after you have been identified as human being, you can choose to function outside of your identity, right? It's possible that when you buy a machine at the store, whether there's a washing machine, let's stick to washing machine for now, you might have an idea of how it functions, and you might know what it is. Even with the instructions that are on the manual, you can choose to completely ignore the manual and try to figure it out yourself. What I'm basically saying is, whether you have chosen to believe in God's existence or not, as a human being, because you are a masterpiece, you can try to figure things out on your own and choose your own function in the absence of the one that has created you. Now, you must know that this kind of ability to choose, this kind of ability to do as you please, is only given to mankind, right? Dogs are instructed. Animals are put in a cage to do as, they are showcased and whatever. We choose to do what we want with them, I'm not sure even if they are aware that they are animals, but you are aware that you are a human being, So what I am trying to bring to an understanding right here is the fact that even after you have known your creator, it doesn't guarantee you functioning the way your creator said you should function. Why? Because you have a choice, and because you are created in such a way that you shouldn't be boxed. But for you to fully function the way you were created to function, you will need to actually connect with the one that has created you. The reason why you see some people do this, some people do that, some people do this, and even though we are created by the same person, it is because we have decided to use the choice that we have been given the way we want to. The sad reality about this is that because we are such a phenomenal creation, we are able to even argue with the one that has created us and say, nah, I don't think that's the way to go. I think I'm going to go this way. Right. Let me quickly go to the machine once more. After you have bought the machine and you decide that, okay, I'm going to try to wire things up, or rather see how this thing works. That means that you have completely ignored the manual, right, on how it's supposed to function. It now means that you're going to take forever to actually get the hang of the machine. And also, you might just touch buttons that are just going to ruin the lifespan of the machine. It means that it was probably supposed to last you a year or two, and then because you decided to figure it all out by yourself in the absence of a manual that was written by the one that made it, then you might just jeopardize the longevity of the machine. Are we clear? So, with that being said, human beings were created to operate in a way that their maker has decided. Now, if the maker of anything has decided that this is how I want the shoe to be worn, or the top to fit, or the jersey to go, it's few, if not most, that will hearken to that, because we have a very creative mindset. So we feel like we can alter with what was decided initially. But the sad reality is, when we alter with our identity, it does not make us to fully operate the way we were destined to operate. I feel like I'm speaking in parables, but yet I'm giving understanding at the very same time. Why? Because I don't want you to feel like I am telling you. I am saying, as I conclude this particular video on identity and the function of mankind, that the one that made it is the one that knows how it should operate. The one that created it is the one that knows how long also it is going to last. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Some people would say, this material is like this. When you put it in fire, this is what's going to happen to it. When you do this to it, this is what's going to happen to it. So it's not good for you to use this material for this. This is human beings discovering things about things for the purposes of mankind. So if mankind are able to conclude matters on things that are supposed to serve us, then it means that our Maker, the one that created us, will know what is functionable for us and what is not functionable for us. What would happen if a human being goes through this or that or that or that? So the proper function of mankind will be known by the one who gives you your identity. So if you say that I am a God by myself, then you are supposed to tell us how you are supposed to function. And not only that, where you are going to be ending up. And if you say, no, I don't believe that there is a God. I did mention the fact that you don't believe his existence, it doesn't make him not there. Right. So identity goes hand in hand with function. I will only know the use of something when I know what it is. Who are you will tell us how you are supposed to be living your life on earth. This is the most important thing ever. And then as people, we always get lost in between. But the sad reality is, we think we know just because we have been created differently than the rest of anything else you see on this planet Earth. And because we are wise and intelligent, we think we can come up with our own theologies and ideas to replace what the Maker has initially said. So identity is going to lead you to your Creator. Identity is also going to lead you to your function. If we don't know who you are, you will not know how you ought to live this life. And if you don't know who your Maker is, you will not know who you are. We only know because there is someone who has told us. So as I'm concluding this particular segment of identity, there's a lot that was said today. I just need us to understand one thing when it comes to identity. It's not going to make sense outside of God. So as we conclude this, we're going to be ending it with knowing your function comes with knowing your identity. And the next thing we are going to be talking about is the importance of knowing your identity. Why is it so crucial to know your identity as someone on this earth? There's a lot more to this, and I probably believe that you have a lot of questions. Do make sure that you leave them on the comment section so that I can break down what needs to be broken down, as far as I know, and then we will take it from there. But I hope and I believe and I trust the fact that we will only be able to truly function the way we were meant to function when we are connected to the one that created us. And if we still have questions about who the Creator is, we will forever have questions about our identity and our function on this earth. See you on the next video.